can see the time too. Alrighty. So first of all, I thought you did a really good job.
Okay.
I thought I highlighted all my main points that I really liked that you did.
Okay.
So when you introduced the book, you started by connecting to their schema, and it's like so important, especially for these lower readers. And you directed them to look at the cover. I like that you went over the vocabulary, and you didn't just go over the vocabulary, but you also broke it up into syllables for them, which I thought was really good. You took your picture walk, you saw more words, and the students were able to make a lot of connections. And I thought that was super important because that book, that popcorn book, it was tough. Like, I think to grasp as a reader, like I was learning as the kids
like
were reading.
they were able to read it, but like it was like all the process of how it pops. So
exactly, and I literally was learning with them.
I know. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and so I wrote that. I said it's a tough book, but you did a really good job of building schema and making it easier for them, so they were able to understand better when they read. I liked the whisper phones. It's a really good way to not have them distract the others.
Yes.
I liked when you said, notice this word, notice that word. I just like that lingo that you used.
Cool.
I was like so happy when I heard you say, does that sound right? Instead of saying, sound out the word.
Yes.
You know, you said, does that sound right?
And
another,
because then they'll like realize, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, and then you even said like, go back, look in the book. And you said, you directed them to look at the sentence, reread the sentence, and look for the meaning. I thought that was really great too. After some tough reading, you asked them about their understanding. They were able to confirm that with you. You talked about the compound words. You said, keep your eye out for those.
Yes.
I really liked that too.
That was like part of, I guess, like the lesson that like it was.
That's what I caught on.
A lot of compound words, so.
Yeah, that's what I caught on. And I also noticed that you had said, like, we did that earlier today, or we did that yesterday.
Yes.
So they were able to transfer that learning. Students knew to keep reading. Even when they finished, they knew keep going. As far as, like, I highlighted this, just not necessarily guided reading, but everybody else was in stations, right? I liked the PowerPoint and how they knew, like it went off when it said clean up, like they knew clean up, you know? Well, and they did. They started cleaning up right away.
Yes, but like I need,
and that's going to take practice
just needs
too.
Practice, yes. But like right after you left, I was like, guys, come on. And
I didn't think it was terrible.
See,
not at all.
I don't know. I get like very like, I'm like, when I'm here and like it bothers me when they come up because I tell them every single day, please, when I'm with the group, like, unless it's an emergency, if you have to go to the restroom, just go, like,
do the little sign.
But
and even like when I did third grade, like even at third grade, they're still coming up. But yeah, I just reinforced, like, if they have to go to the bathroom, just go behind the kids and do this, and I'll tell you yes or no. If I do this, that means someone's out.
Yeah.
You know. Another thing, I've got like a little like light bulb thing, and I kind of keep it here on my desk or somewhere nearby, and I tell them when this light's on, you can't come to me.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, so that way
they know. It's just
forget.
A visual. You know, some teachers, they'll put on a hat. When I have the hat on, don't come to me. You could be, you know, Queen Mrs. Smith, and have a crown on, you know.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that.
Just something so that they know, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I'm not supposed to talk to you, you know, unless, you know, they're bleeding, they're hurt.
It's every day. It's like
something.
Really?
And I did put here, too, because one of the little boys kept coming up, like, well, can I do this? I already finished. Or I did this. Can I already finish this? So a lot of times in my stations, what I'll do is I'll have like a finished early. Do this.
I need to do that because so like what we've been doing now is like when they finish like a station work, they'll do work that they haven't finished, like unfinished work. But I need to do like because when I was field basing, she had one and she was like finish early, and then she had like papers for them to do or just an activity for them to do.
Yeah, like the next step. Just so that's, you know,
because
some of them
they know it too.
Some of them are going to finish really fast. They're going to finish their station.
And some of them are going to take.
Yeah, and some of them might not even finish their station work. Yeah. So it's good to have that little extra thing for them, you know. And I would even list like 3 things, and the last one would just be like read silently.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what they do
it
after
could be
they've
write about what you learned.
Yes.
You know, it could be just another activity that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just so they aren't coming up.
I
to
also
you.
liked your idea of the table tents.
Yeah.
The instructions. I need to do that, especially for computers when we do it, because I haven't even been doing
the username or to log
yes,
in.
because I haven't even been doing computers because it takes like the whole station time to log them all in. Like they end up getting like 5-10 minutes, so I need to.
And like make a few kids, like, or one from each group, like the pro, and they could like log everybody in.
Yeah, that way.
And those little, they're like picture frames. They're from IKEA. They're $1. They're
okay.
Totally worth it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they've lasted me forever.
Good.
When you got to word work, I said I liked when you said go in the story, look for more compound words in the book. I liked that. And when you said read the sentence, what makes sense there instead of having them sound out. And then at the very end, you recognized that the book was a little easy for them. Yes. And I like that you recognize that too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you said, I could have gone more into depth. I think I struggle with that. Like, I don't know, like with my read alouds and stuff, when I do those, I'm like very good at questioning, like, and going into depth. I don't know what it is. Like, maybe it's the fact that I'm not reading the book to them that I don't know, but I feel like I could
go
use
a little
practice.
further. Yeah, and with these readers, that's what you're going to want to start doing. Because by the time they get to 3rd grade, they need to be able to deeply think.
Yes, I feel like that's like the whole point is like to like really
and that was some of the
dig
notes I made about digging deeper, especially with that book in particular, because there's so many text features.
Yeah. And
that's like huge when they move on to 3rd grade. And have they learned text features yet this year?
No, we started, like, I mean, when we will have a book, like I'll read aloud like one like from Reading A to Z. Yesterday actually, it was a nonfiction book and it had diagrams and maps and headings, and so we like talked about all that stuff and then captions and stuff like that. So when we just like talked about it, but no, we haven't had like a sit down like
full on lesson. Like I know they've learned about it in the previous grades too, and they'll get better at it as time goes on.
Yes, but I mean they were catching on yesterday really well. So
and while you're in those guided reading groups, make sure you're using that vocabulary.
Yes.
The words are italicized. It's italics. This is a diagram. This is a label.
Yeah.
It's not a picture. It's a diagram.
Yes.
Right. And then relating that diagram to the text.
Yeah.
How does the diagram help you? I also said, direct them to the diagrams, read the words. And I think you can compliment a little more. Okay. Like, I know you probably compliment in your head, because I do that all the time.
I was thinking, I was like, wow.
Really good.
Yes, yeah.
And so maybe when they're reading, like, ooh, I really like the way you paused at the end of that sentence for that period.
Okay.
Or I like the way your voice went up when you read the question. You know?
Yes.
Just
that
little
way they
things,
know.
Yeah, like, oh, I did that right. I'm going to keep doing that. That we talked about. When they're having trouble with comprehension, there was one little girl who was having trouble, and she was sitting right here, She was having a little bit of trouble with the comprehension part. You can connect that.
Who is printing?
Someone's printing.
That is not my stuff.
and so something that you can do with her is connect to her schema. So what did you know already? Which actually leads me to KWL. So, super basic KWL charts, but especially with these nonfiction books, that would be perfect. Just get a little whiteboard and do a KWL.
Do it, like, with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even on the L part, they can respond to their reading on a little post-it.
Okay.
And a lot of times I'll keep those post-its and I'll put a date and I'll have them write their name, put a little date, and then I'll stick it in their guided reading binder so I know, just little documentation things, just to see if their writing is improving, how they're responding, and you'll also get to see. I didn't even
think about that. Yeah.
Did they understand?
Because I wasn't sure like. That's a question I had. Like, I was like taking like notes just like on little stuff they were doing, but I didn't know really like what specifically to focus my notes on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a lot you could. You know.
So if it's really, you could do it on their like what you observe from them. Their fluency is not that great. They're not.
That's mostly what I write about is the fluency. And then, like, I'll say, like, maybe, like, words they, like, struggled
on.
with.
Yeah, I would write that down too.
Yes.
So are they multisyllabic words?
Yeah.
Is it a compound word? Like, what's going on? Is there a trend?
Okay.
Definitely. And then their comprehension.
Okay.
Like this little girl, I would have written like, something like having trouble, like had to go back and use pictures, which is totally fine. We can teach them that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, some of the, like that little boy, he got it. He knew it.
So sweet.
Yeah. And then one thing that is like really big with Fontes and Pinnell, and like when they get to third grade, is author's purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you saying you're really good at it. Just use those words, author's purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think the author wrote this?
Yes.
What do you think the author's purpose is for writing this?
They struggle with, like, I don't know why. Like, we talk about, like, when I'll do read alouds, I'll like refer back to my anchor chart, and like they just some of them get
it's a little abstract for them too, to think like,
They're
well,
like,
they
what?
wrote it because they like writing books.
Yes.
you know?
So definitely.
But to think deeper about it, like, and I know a lot of people do like PIE, persuade, entertain, inform. But sometimes it's also to describe something or to teach us how to do something, to show us something.
Yes. What we usually do is like say like that book was to inform, and then I'll have them go deeper, but like.
And they did know the genre. You asked them genre, and they knew it. And one little girl was even like, "There's facts in it." Mm-hmm. So I thought that was fantastic.
Prompt that, because like when we do the author's purpose and stuff, like to inform means that they give you facts, and that means it's nonfiction. So they know that. I just have to kind of remind them.
Oh yeah, and they'll need reminding like probably till 6th grade or something.
Yeah.
And they will. Like I feel like at the beginning of every year when I ask them the genre question, it's like, genre?
Yes, when I was doing F&P, I was like, okay, what's the genre? And they're like, huh?
The what?
Yes. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and I think it's like they just have to reboot every year. For word work, I know you said next time we'll do it on whiteboards. You didn't have them ready?
I mean, I meant to like tell them to bring it, but I just didn't.
Yeah, so that would be a good visual. You could do like sorts.
Yes.
And they could sort the words and then put them back together. And I brought just a few things. Am I at time? Okay. I brought just a few things from an F&P guided reading book for you. And so this one I like because it's just a good reminder of what guided reading should look like.
Okay.
Like what you do before you read, which you did a really great job. You introduced it. You picked a great book for them. Mm-hmm. Yes, the reading was a little easy, but like I said, you could really go into depth.
Right.
They don't know those text features.
Right. And some of her comprehension wasn't all there too.
Yes, so. Exactly. You listened in during their readings, to each child individually. One thing I'd like to do, I have these little they're just little lights from the Dollar Tree, and I put them one in front of all of them, and they love it. And so when it's their turn to read, I light them up.
Oh, I love that.
And they're literally just from Dollar Tree.
And they just so cute.
They're like are waiting. Like if they have the phone or if they're just reading, they're waiting for their little light to light up.
Okay. Or they're like circular?
Yeah, just like little circle lights. You just push them.
Cool.
Observed reading behaviors. You took notes on that. So this is, and it's what the children do and what you do. So you can look over that. That's really great. Okay. You did a really great job of already telling them, like, instead of sound it out, try this. But I still was like, this is a great piece.
Yes,
I need
prompts,
this too.
Yeah.
So all the different types of prompts that you can use.
Cool.
And for different situations. Even for fluent readers, how to self-correct. Try that again. You made a mistake. Can you find it? Check the picture. You were really good at supporting using information, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
This one I just ran off because it had different word work things, making words. This one, maybe for your very low readers, matching and sorting letters.
Okay.
Sorting words in that way, or you can even do sort and label, where it's an open sort, so they have to figure out what the sort is. And it could be by digraph, it could be by the diphthongs, whatever you're working on.
Okay.
Oh, and this I just put in here because I liked it. I was like, oh, everybody needs this.
The self-assessment.
Yeah, it's just a self-assessment so that you can go over it yourself and see where you feel like you need more help.
Okay.
And I'm always willing to help.
Okay, so I'll do this, and then do you want me to give it back to you?
Yeah,
or-
sure. And we
Okay.
can talk about it and
Okay.
see where you're struggling the most, and we can see.
Okay, I
How to
also,
fix it.
my last question, I'm trying to get one group per station, but I've only been doing one group a day just because by the time I get everyone set up with stations and they're there and then I get all my stuff out, how long should it be?
Like each session, each
Mhm.
guided reading session. I mean, ideally at least 15 minutes.
Okay.
But I would say between 12 and 15 minutes
Okay.
each one.
How long? I don't know how long mine
if
was.
you can, I didn't time it either. But I would
I feel like longer than 20 minutes, so.
No, I would say like 20.
Okay.
Yeah, and 20 is not bad either, especially if you're going really in depth with the text and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you do want to kind of like you don't have to read with every single child every day.
Okay.
Okay, you can just time yourself and be like, okay, I need to move on to word work.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna.
I know
read
my
with you
higher
tomorrow.
groups. I mean, that was kind of a high group.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, they're
They're
on level.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, my higher ones, like, I know I probably won't meet with them as
Often,
much.
yeah. And really, that's how my schedules were always set up. Is like
Mhm.
the kids with the most need, I saw them almost every day or 4 days a week.
Yes.
And it just kind of fell off. But with the really high readers, you can always start a book club with them. And
Yes, somebody said
Yeah.
that. I forget. who
start
said that.
literature circles with them, show them how to do it. You know,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
we can try and launch that. That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. So would they just do that, like
Like you could do that. Almost like
In
a station,
okay.
but like in replacement of you, but
Just
you still
'cause-
check in every week.
yeah, so
you
maybe
know?
they could go to the carpet or something because their station groups are different than their reading groups.
Yeah, that would be cool. We should try that.
Yes.
Like I can come in too, and we can work with the kids and try and get them to learn their roles.
Yes, and there's only like I want to say 3 or 4 high,
Mm-hmm.
so like above level. So that was another question I had too. Actually, sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a B,
Mm-hmm.
but then it jumps to E, and then F and G.
Yeah.
Where do I put the B?
That B baby might have to be seen alone.
Okay,
Just because
I mean,
E
I
is
wouldn't
too
mind-
big of a jump.
I wouldn't mind seeing him. I mean, like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I can say this. He's dyslexic, so he like goes and
Mhm.
stuff, but like he struggles. So I was just wondering, like,
Yeah, I would probably if you have nobody near him, I would probably see him alone just because to jump to E for that child is probably way too hard.
Yes,
Like the things they're supposed
that's what
to
I was.
know.
Yeah, that's what I was
Mhm.
thinking. Yes.
So and when you do guided reading with him, it'll be shorter because it's gonna
Yeah.
be faster because it's just you and him.
Yeah, and I always do. I mean, he's always like at my. I mean, that's him right there.
Yeah.
He's always at my table. So.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the last thing I was going to share with you is this book. This is the one that Lori was talking about in the
Yes.
training.
Yes.
And I had an extra set of these, and they're just comprehension cards.
Oh,
They're from
cool.
here. So you can like make a hole and put them on a ring.
Yay.
So like 5-finger retell,
Okay.
red questions, summarizing and
Okay.
ideas, VIP for nonfiction. So they're just a whole bunch of different little things that you can pull
Awesome.
out and use
Yeah.
to help with
okay.
comprehension.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of these they're really good. They go
Okay.
a little bit more in depth, and you can have them respond on Post-its and keep the Post-its.
Okay.
You know.
Yes, I wanted to like get one of these because I feel like
It has so much information. So if you ever want to borrow it, I'm not even using it right now. If you want to borrow it,
Yes.
like
okay.
it's got some really great things, and
And I have that the website of it too.
yeah,
So I like the videos it showed and stuff. So
it did. But
I
yeah,
want to buy
so-
the Continuum because I don't have a kit.
Oh,
So
well, a kit did come in. One
Oh.
did. I'm pretty sure.
it's not mine
I'm not quite sure.
because I mean.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stop
then-
this?
Yeah.